Hi, and welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to be using acrylic keychains, UV resin, glitter, and multiple types of vinyl to create a multi-dimensional effect on the keychain. You can use this for any holiday, but my specific design is in preparation for April's Autism Awareness Acceptance Month. So I did a neurodiversity SVG with iridescent glitter. So let's get started, and I'll see you at the end. First things first, we're going to take off the protective covering on the keychain. This one is plastic. There are paper ones too. And I've already cut my HTV on the Joy. And we're going to use HTV on the keychain first because we don't want to put heat on regular vinyl. So we're just going to line that up. And I have my mini press working at medium heat. And I'll press this for like 15 to 25 seconds. All right, now that that's done, I'm going to put some transfer tape on the regular vinyl that I've cut. You could use a burnishing tool. I was lazy and it's little, so I didn't feel like it needed a tool. But when I started peeling it off, the paper was sticking to the vinyl. So you can see it right there. That I just used a weeding tool to gently pull up the paper away from the vinyl. And once you get it started, then it was no problem. I'm going to put this vinyl on the back side to give it a little bit of dimension. So I've got to pull the protective layer off of the back side as well. And then I'm going to put this symbol right in the middle. I tried looking at what it would look like if I put it on the top of the keychain, and it was going to cover up the HTV. So the back was actually a happy thing that had to happen. All right. So now it's time to seal with UV resin. Looks pretty cool. But we just want to make sure we protect the vinyl. So we're going to do the glitter side first for fun. I have two types of glitter, regular glitter and like flakes. I'm using an HTV carrier sheet to mix my resin on. You can use a cup. It's probably safer. You should also probably use gloves. You definitely want to have some kind of protective mat on top of your workspace. So this is a silicone mat that I use for resin projects. And then you want to make sure the consistency is still resiny and can like pour. And you can kind of see how it's spreading on the keychain there. If there's too much glitter, then it won't spread or pour easily. So you definitely want to make sure you keep that consistency. Otherwise, you can just add as much glitter as you want, just as long as the consistency is good. And you want to go all the way to the edges and avoid the hole where the keychain hardware will be going. If you fill in that hole, it's not really a huge deal as long as you have a drill or something to go through the resin. You want to keep the layer relatively thin and then put it under your UV light. I have this nail lamp here. It's like 86 watts, I think. And it works pretty well. It kind of also depends on the resin you're using. So I'm just going to cure it one time. And that won't fully cure it, but it cures it enough that a second layer will not mix in with that layer. So that's pretty much like halfway cured. So I'm just going to mix the iridescent flakes with the resin this time. Now, the flakes are a bit bigger, and so they might not cure as flat as the regular glitter does. But you know what? Resin is very forgiving. So you can actually cure it and then sand it down flat. You'll have scratch marks on the resin, but that's not a huge deal. Here you can see the consistency again. It's a bit thick. I probably should have put more resin in there. Anyways, so you can see the scratches on the resin. Just put a clear layer of resin on top and cure it, and the scratches will disappear like magic. It's amazing. All right, so here we are. Again, you can sand it down. If you have like hobby sandpaper or whatever, that's cool. You can use that. All right. So the more layers of resin, the more time it will take to cure. So I'm just going to put this in like 1 or 2 times. It just has to be like slightly tacky, and then we're going to seal it with one more layer of clear resin before we flip it over. Okay, so here's the front. I sealed the back enough for it to not be tacky anymore. So now here's the front, and we're going to just put a clear layer of resin over it. We're going to use the non-glitter side of my popsicle stick to spread it over the HTV all the way to the edges. I did do HTV in a video before, so if you want to see that, I'll link that in the card up above. But basically, I didn't seal anything on that video, and I think the foil came off a little bit on one, and I did glitter HTV on another keychain that lasted a bit longer. Here I'm using flame to get all the bubbles out of the front. Heat will make bubbles rise to the top. There are going to be bubbles in your resin, so just keep an eye out for that. And then you want to fully cure the top layer. Now it's time to add the hardware. I like to use an extra jump ring for the tassel because I like the way that it just floats freely on the keychain. If you put it close to the keychain, then you don't really get to see the keychain. See, look at, yay, it's dangly. Okay, and then if you put it directly on the key ring, then it doesn't really move around very well. So I just add the extra jump ring. And then you close jump rings by twisting them. So there it is, twisted. And the glitter keychain in all of its glory. And that's it. So hopefully this gave you a good idea of whether or not you would like to use UV resin as an option for your keychains. I hope this gave you some ideas of how to do it on your own. I'd love to hear in the comments what you will be making these keychains for. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks, you guys, and I'll see you next time.